All right. Okay, so this is a short slideshow I made, and a lot of this stuff you guys may already know. Most of you probably already know, but we just want to kind of go back over, protocols and just kind of what we expect of you daily as you're interacting with the different platforms. Okay, a simple rule, and even if this is new to you, which it shouldn't be because you guys are good about checking your grades, check your Schoology daily. Okay, your grades are not going to be updated every day, especially because we are getting these packets back from the first 3 weeks and assigning new work going forward and getting things in as we can to get you feedback. But this is where the grade book is at, and this is where we post your announcements, where we put your assignment, where the links to your apps are at. So make sure you're checking your Schoology daily for these things in all your classes. Okay, and just so you're aware, your platforms that you learn on, kind of, Schoology is sort of like the mother of the ship. So, that's where everything goes. That's where we connect. And, you need to be diligent with your Schoology as well, because we can actually assign tests and quizzes through Schoology itself. So that's where your grades go. All of us do things a little bit differently. And, I just wanted to point out the difference between apps and a learning management system. All right, so just to briefly list some of the platforms that we are using currently to teach you guys at home, from home. Edulastic's still a thing. You guys have been doing awesome. Some people do need redirects, and if you need that, and it's something that we're gonna, allow for specific assignments, just email and ask for those. But you can check it for comments and communication from your teachers as well, if that's an app that you use a lot in a specific class. My class. A scoop pad. I want to emphasize this. Scoop pad is awesome, and it has a lot of different things available for us as teachers and you guys as students. And really, at the end of the day, your time spent on your 4 subject area classes and the amount of mastery that you complete can be measured on Scoop pad. So say it's the end of the grading period and you missed a couple of assignments, but you did tons of Scoop pad and we can see your growth. That's another way that we can assign grades, in some kind of standardized fashion. So I just suggest that you guys use your adaptive practice, and you definitely will get credit for that down. So Scoop pad's great.
How about MobyMax?
Hold up on the questions, because we are, MobyMax is over here, okay? MobyMax, all right? And I'm not using MobyMax for language arts at this point, but some of your other teachers are actually using MobyMax, and a lot of you students are actually already logging into MobyMax and mastering standards with that. That's another app that's like Scoop pad, and even like Edulastic. Like, we can see how many minutes you've spent on each item, like how many times you've tried it, like what standards you have mastered. So MobyMax is a thing. Check your MobyMax, and if your teachers assign things on that, consider that like that's the assignment for the day, or one of them. ReadWorks, I added this back on here just because it's a useful resource and it's free. So that's something you can be, looking forward to seeing on your assignments in Schoology in the future. Khan Academy has a ton of stuff on it that's compatible with Schoology. So that's something that I know some of the middle school teachers are using, so I included that. And I wrote more to come on the bottom over here, because we are in an unprecedented situation. we are learning every day the best ways to be able to present content to you guys so we can actually assist you with your learning, present the learning to you, assess your learning, and give you feedback and grades and attendance. So just be flexible when it comes to that. All right, the difference between grades and attendance. It's not the same thing. All right, checking in with your teachers is great. You know, something I wanted to stress, and I think we might have talked about this as a team earlier this week. We've been meeting as a 7th and 8th grade team to figure out ways to, you know, cut through some of the unnecessary processes when it comes to checking in. But you guys need to be doing work in all of your classes for at least, you know, 30 minutes to an hour daily, or till when you are done with your work. And a check-in with one of your teachers, and a check-in can double as like an email where you're asking for help, or an email where you're asking, you know, someone to look at an essay like for grading, just anything like that. That counts as attendance. Also, when we see people, you know, complete an assignment and master standard or something on the apps, we count that too. But just please make an effort to drop a line to one of us every day via your school Gmail. So that's a thing, and I'll get into that in a little bit. A Schoology message, either in the messages section or as a reply, and, you know, on the various apps. But just know that we're getting to your comments and questions and concerns as soon as we can, and we are here for you. So just bear with us and be here for us too during this time. And I just kind of tried to give a more objective view on what attendance is versus a grade, I suppose. And so just think about this. Attendance and achievement can be monitored through daily completion of assignments and learning activities assigned by your teachers through our blended learning suite. And we can also use attendance logs. So yeah, we can look at your work that you've done and count that for your attendance. However, credit for your classes and grades is like a step deeper than that. So credit for your classes and grades is earned through showing mastery of skills. It's through, you know, points in the book. And just, we are still very much focused on you guys growing, you know, as 7th graders and 8th graders in EOA, social studies, math and science, and we have to be able to measure that to show the state that you are actually learning. So grades are a thing. It's not just, I'm going to go on, you know, ScoopPad or go on Edulastic and spend 60 seconds or 90 seconds on a test and get a grade. That's not it. You still have to do well on things. So please ask your teachers for opportunities to redo assignments if that is not a grade you would like to, you know, have in the grade book, because the grade book is still real. Sorry, guys.
Miss Shaffner!
We're gonna do what, 4 hours?
In a thing.
We don't gotta do work for 4 hours.
Okay, sorry guys. We just have to be able to hear this for a minute and then we'll take questions. I know that's frustrating sometimes, but just bear with me for a minute. So important reminders about remote learning. And remote learning just means like you're learning from somewhere that's not your regular classroom. So it's not a big scary term or anything. Point one, we can see physically with numbers and data reports how much time you spend on your work. So consider that, and, you know, spend the appropriate amount of time on your assignments. I added a second point patient with the technology because, you know, I don't know if all of you guys experienced this week, but Schoology was in and out, up and down, and it was really hard for us as teachers to even keep up with it because we're trying to get your assignments organized in a, you know, daily schedule moving forward for next week and henceforth. But, you know, right now we have to be patient with the technology too. So if an app is acting up, email your teacher, email, you know, mobile tech or Mr. Smith. But at that time, don't get super frustrated about it. Just move on to a different assignment, even if it's something like reading a book that you pick on your own, or, you know, working on packet work if you want to pick up the assignments that we're going to put up on Schoology from the school, so you have it in paper as well. Because we know that some internet connections are not great, and we're working with a lot of different things here. So number 3, assume best intentions. Okay, we're really trying to get on board with this so we can still be there for you guys as you are learning how to, you know, learn remotely and online and, you know, get the most out of it. And we want this to be a learning experience for all of us. So just know that we want you to succeed. The 4th item, which is kind of a no-brainer, but I wrote it anyway in caps: communicate, ask questions, and keep a positive attitude. And guys, this will be over very shortly, so don't get stressed about that. Okay, Zoom. We're on Zoom right now. And when we go forward with Zoom, and actually you guys are doing pretty well right now. It might be because we muted everyone, but I hope you noticed in the email message or the Schoology message where I gave there was like an infographic with like a Bitmoji lady on it, and just said like certain things like make sure you're, you know, wearing clothes, and like mute yourself when you come in, and be respectful, and, you know, use your online salve to like have some etiquette when you are on Zoom with your classmates, because right now we're sort of having like a town hall meeting Zoom, but Zoom can be used in so many ways and is definitely going to be implored by our team as a major way to get you content and to communicate with you. So when you are using Zoom, you know,
Chill out, y'all.
appreciate that, you know, you're learning to use video conferencing, but please follow the rules as best as you can as you understand them. So just quickly, you know, when we start Zooming with you about content in our subject areas, you need to be respectful. So here are just 6 quick tips. I'm not going to go over all these right now because, you know, I think you can read pretty well as your reading teacher. I'm going to just go for that right now. But this is also recorded and we'll put it up so you can refer back to this stuff later. Okay.